our friends, everyone from Japan. This is CPD Asia, the online continuing professional development platform for Asian radiologic technology societies. And hosting the 31st CPD Asia is the Japan Association of Radiologic Technologists, JART. And I am Peachy Luna, CPD Asia Secretary General, your program host. So before we start, please welcome Mr. Naoki Kodama, the Vice President of Japan Association of Radiologic Technologists, JART, and also the ISRRT Regional Director for Asia and Australasia. Please welcome again, Sir Naoki Kodama.
And thank you, Peach. I'm Naoki Kodama. So now in Vice President of the Japan Association of the Radiological Technology. So JART is very honored to join CPD Asia. Education, especially continuing education, is very important in Japan. Currently, Japanese radiological technologists licensed do not have a license renewal system like in other Asian countries. However, radiological technologists need to be constantly education to improve the quality of medical care and patient quality of life. I believe CPD Asia is an important platform for education. So in the future, I would like to introduce CPD Asia to many Japanese radiological technologists and participate in the education platform. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Vice President Naoki Kodama. Everyone, please know that we are live streaming on YouTube. You can search PARI, PARI, and VART channels, so you can join us live and or watch again a replay. This CPD Asia is highly appreciated, supported, and raised by member societies presidents, all the officers, and their representatives. Please let us all greet and welcome Mr. Katsuhiko Ueda, the President of the Japan Association of Radiologic Technologists.
Pardon.
We also have the President of Vietnam Association of Radiologic Technologists, VART President Tai Van Loc.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. Thank you, JART. Thank you, BG.
And yes, thank you very much, President. Attending for President Fernando Koch, the Chairman of the Macau Radiological Technologists Association, Ma'am Cora Now.
Hello, everybody. Hello, nice to meet you.
We have the President of Perhimpunan Radiographer Indonesia, Indonesian Society of Radiographers, PARI, Dr. Giek Sugianto.
Hello, everybody, especially for President Ueda and Mr. Kodama and all President. Hello, good evening, all.
Also attending with us is the President of Taiwan Association of Medical Radiation Technologists, TAMRT, President Chun Yuan Tzu.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you.
And also attending for President Nang Tu Ming is the Vice President Wan Shun Boon Nelson of the Hong Kong Radiographers Association. And attending for President Denise Chung is the Officer of the SSR, Singapore Society of Radiographers, Ma'am Joyce Tan.
Sorry, I'll change my background soon.
All right, thank you, Ma'am Joyce Tan. We also have the President of Malaysian Society of Radiographers, President Mr. Sawal Marsait. All right, so we shall be going back again to President Marsait. But for now, we also received greetings from President of Indian Society of Radiographers and Technologists, President Salva Kumar. We also have from the President of the Philippine Association of Radiological Technologists, President Rolando Benares, the President of Association of Cambodian Radiological Technologists, President Sophie Lee. Greetings also were sent by the President of Palestinian Association of Medical Radiation Technologists, PAMRT, President Mohammad Abdel Ghani. And we also have the President of Society of Radiological Technologists in Sri Lanka, President Vimal Lasena Vitriana Garnage. So with that, I think we are ready to go. May I request first everybody to please open your camera along with our moderator and speakers to have a short photo session. Before I start, we have, I guess, here, President of Malaysian Society of Radiographers, President Sawal Mar Said. Can we see you and hear a short greeting from you?
Hello, hi. Sorry, I'm having a bit difficulties right now in the connection of the internet. So I'm using my phone right now. So hello to all. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
Yes, President, we will have you again later, right?
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Yes, so thank you again. So for now, thank you, dear presidents, our officers and panelists. They will be joining us again later for the Q&A session. So before we start, I'd like to introduce to you the moderator of today's session. We have the Vice President of the Japan Society of Medical Image Management, Dr. Hiroko Yamashina.
PG, thank you very much for your kind introduction. We are very sorry that we had a technical problem to connect the internet and then live streaming. So now I would like to take the today's moderator. So I would like to, because we spent it little time, so we would like to straight go forward to our session. So now we have 3 speakers for tonight. One is President of JART, Ueda, and we have a short video from the President of JSMIM, Japan Society of Medical Image Management. And lastly, we have third speaker who is Mr. Akita. So he will present about the medical image management system in Japan. So now I would like to share with you the video from the President of JART, Japan Association of Radiological Technologists from Japan.
Hello, CPD colleagues. My name is Katsuhiko Ueda, President of JART. Now I will introduce radiological technologists in Japan. First of all, let me start to introduce our association. JRT was founded in 1947. We are public interest incorporated association under the justification of the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, with the purpose of contributing the health of citizens through raising the professional ethics of members, improving and futuring the study of radiological technology. There are about 57,000 RTs in Japan, but only about 33,000 are JRT members. Let me Hello, CPD colleagues. My name is Katsuhiko Ueda, President of JART. Now I will introduce radiological technologists in Japan. First of all, Let me start to introduce our association. JRT was founded in 1947. We are Public Interest Incorporated Association under the justification of the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, with the purpose of contributing the health of citizens through raising the professional ethics of members, improving and futuring the study of radiological technology. There are about 57,000 RTs in Japan, but only about 33,000 are JRT members. This slide shows historical background of RT law in Japan. In this long history of RT in Japan, we have widened the scope of RT jobs so far. In 2021, the new job scope has been decided by revision of the law. The injection of a needle into the vein for contrast imaging exam as operation that could be performed by RT. This is one of the tasks shifting from medical doctors to RT. JRT outsources these CPD Asia activities to JSMIM. CPD Asia activities from Japan is organized by JSMIM. Panelists and contacts will be made by JSMIM board members. JSMIM is one of the accredited academic society by JRT. JSMIM has an excellent international exchange experience in the field of medical information. Let me introduce the role of RT in Japan. RT license is all-in-one, not dividing to modality licenses. The task of radiological technologists is wide in Japan. Radiography, IVR, CT, MRI, ultrasound. RT can perform not only diagnostic imaging, but also nuclear medicine and radiotherapy, radiation management, safety management of medical equipment, also important role of RT in Japan. While license can do all these roles, the role of RT in Japan is very wide. So we have to study a lot of skills. JRT has many study programs for members. This slide shows the school forms of RT. There are total 55 institutions for RT, 40 universities, and 15 technical colleges. A type of school has 3 forms. University education is 4 years. After graduation, a bachelor's degree is given. Technical college has 4 years or 3 years. However, there is no degree. This slide shows the university that trains RT students. Students learn anatomy, CT exam techniques, MRI techniques, X-ray exam techniques, electrical circuits, and more techniques and knowledge. The Radiological Technologies Act has revised in 2021. there will be task shift from medical doctors to RTs. The reason for the task shifting from medical doctors to RTs are as follows. The objective of reducing the long working hours of medical doctors are particularly important. Due to the long working hours of young doctors, an increasing number of doctors are suffering from depression and other mental diseases. It is also necessary to promote them medical care, improvement patient safety, and the quality of medical care. The following 6 tasks can be performed by RT. Number 1, establishing an intravenous line for examination using contrast media and radioisotopes. Number 2, connecting devices to inject radioactive medicine and for nuclear medicine. Number 3, operation of contrast media injectors to administer contrast media into arteries. Number 4, the injection of aspiration of contrast media and air inject for lower gastrointestinal tract, including CT coronography. Number 5, injecting contrast media through a nasal catheter in the upper gastrointestinal tract and removing the nasal catheter when finished. Number 6, ultrasonography examinations are performed outside hospital and clinics. When RT perform additional tasks, we must undergo training courses designed by the Ministry of Health, which are provided by the JRT. This training course consists of at least 700 minutes of basic training by e-learning and 385 minutes of practical trainings, for a total of at least 1,085 minutes of training. In this year, radiologists and RTs are collaborating to develop a guideline for stat image reporting. Stat image is an urgent image that requires emergency action. When RTs detected emergency findings, the report must be noted in the radiology information system. For RTs, studying image interpretation is very important. The image interpretation is not a diagnosis. It is a detection of abnormal findings. And if RT detects abnormal findings, RT will communicate to the medical doctor as soon as possible. In emergency medicine, detection of abnormal findings is very important. This slide is the last one. I'd like to be held tomorrow, November 12, in Tokyo. This event is jointly organized by JART and JSRT. JSRT is an academic organization in Japan. The theme is gonadal shielding in radiology. We are working towards stopping the use of shielding in Japan. Thank you for your attention. JRT will work with JSMIM to support CPD Asia. Thank you.
Okay, this is from the president of JALT. As Dr. Ueda mentioned, JSMIM, Japan Society of Medical Image Management, is accredited by the JALT. So for the CPD Asia, we take all the responsibility and roles recognized by JALT. So from now on, we, JSMIM, will join you. Okay, next, I would like to invite the next speaker from JSMIM, the president of JSMIM, Mr. Ihara. Sorry. So we have a short video again. Please enjoy it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kanyu Ihara, President of JSMIM. Thank you. I would like to explain about JSMIM. JSMIM is subsidiary organization of JRAT and is an organization that conducts a wide range of activities related to medical image management. This year marks the 20th anniversary, and a 20th anniversary study session was held in July. Normally, throughout the year, we hold two study sessions of approximately 4 hours each, two seminars of approximately 4 hours each, and also hold a two-day seminar as the PACS Administrator Seminar. Additionally, also we are not participating in CPD Asia. We have an exchange agreement with KMIIAA in South Korea. We will attend each other's conference once a year to share information. The contents of the PACS Administrator Seminar include about various guidelines, DICOM standards, PACS management, national, regional, and international standards, monitor management, security measures, AI in medical care, dose management system, and we share information with our members on a wide range of topics, including human resource development and cloud operations. Recently, in Japan, due to some revisions to law, radiation exposure control for patients and medical works has become stricter, and the management system are being introduced for patients. In addition, the work performed by medical radiology technicians has expanded, and training sessions are being held widely. In addition, advances in AI are causing major changes in employment surrounding us medical radiology technicians. National policy includes the national standardization of electronic medical record by 2030 as part of medical DX. Over the next few years, there will be a major wave in the medical image management field in Japan. JSMIM believes that our mission is to share a wide range of information with our members in order to respond to this huge wave, and we are continuing our activities. We hope to be able to share information about the current state of medical image management in Japan with everyone in Asia. Thank you very much for your support.
Okay, thank you very much for listening. As you heard from our president, Ihara, we are giving the updated information how to handle the medical images and how to manage the radiology related issues. So right now, the JSMIM has an MOU between Korean Association as well. So now we are expanding our relationship with other countries. So we are very happy to be here and giving our updated information. So the next speaker is Mr. Akita. So again, it seems that we are having another technical problem. So at this moment, is there any question or comment on our association? So is it now clear that JALT and JSMIM? Okay, it seems that the Mr. Akita is ready for the last speech. So if you are ready, please start your presentation, please.
OK。OK。これでいったかな。この画面でいいかな。OK。Hello everyone. So first, I apologize for our some troubles at starting time, and now also sorry. So hello my friends. Can you hear my voice and see the slide? Okay. Okay, let's start. So unfortunately, my English is poor, you know. So, but the important thing is we are here now, and today is a wonderful day for us. So because Japan has joined the CPD program for the first time, and now I share with you about the medical image management in Japan. Let's have a great time learning together. This is an agenda to learn about medical image management. First, I talk about the basics of PACS and Japanese rules. Next, I talk about two hot topics. So, okay, first, I introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Yusuke Akita, Japanese, and 33 years old. I worked as a radiological technologist for 11 years, and now I work in Philips, Japan as a PAC specialist. So you know, well, I'm a wrestling mask collector. All I made. And through my skill, I have many friends all over the world. It's a wonderful time. It's okay. Sorry. Okay, let's get into the mainstream. We did a pretty survey in Japan to give you an idea of the realities of medical imaging management. Fortunately, 93 facilities responded. Today, we'll share some of answers from this survey. This is the purpose of my lecture. One is to introduce you to the case of medical image management in Japan. And the other important one is to discuss with you based on the topics, how about your country? So today is not an introduction because if there is a huge gap between your case and ours, my lecture will be meaningless. So our goal is to make a variable place, to learn not only about Japan, but also about your country's situation. We're happy if we can communicate interactively with you. But how discuss? It's easy. Today we use the tool called Mentimeter. It's very easy. So if you have smartphone, please ready for. In my lecture, I will ask you 3 questions. And we also use in discussion time maybe. This is some time lag if you watch the YouTube streaming, but your opinion will surely reach us. Please join us for your active learning. Okay, I talk about the basics in Japan. But as you know, there are many things called basics. So today I talk about these 3 contents. First of all, let's use Mentimeter. So everyone use your smartphone and please scan the QR code on the screen with your smartphone. Can you see this QR? Please scan. And please answer this question. Where is your country? Please English. Thank you, Japan, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Philippines. So this screen is called word cloud. So it means if you answer so many words, it's go to the center and more bigger. Yeah, Hong Kong is very okay. Philippines, thank you. So like this, we'll use this tool so to communicate interactively. Okay, thank you. Oh, Malaysia, thank you. Oman, thank you. So, okay, I'll next. So, about PACS, of course, you know, picture archiving and communication system. It is called PACS. Photo. This slide shows the flow of image data. This is an example. So, the digital data taken by the modality goes through the data checking system and it is stored in PACS. Then RT and doctors can view the images from multi-client PCs. Data can also be exported to the other hospitals. I think image storage, management, and viewing are the main load of PACS. So here is something new information about PACS. In 2021 in the US, the FDA announced a new category called MIMPs. This category will be divided by whether it includes image processing. In this way, most PACs are called MIMPs, but this is only the FDA's category. In Japan, PACs is still called PACs. How about your country? Yes, I wondered which vendors PACs are most common in Japanese facilities. Here are the results of the survey. Most of them are domestic vendors, especially Fujifilm Medical. You know, many facilities use this system. Next, what about the PACS infrastructure? Here's the result. In fact, more than 80% are on-premise. On-premise means that is configuration, the servers are inside in the hospital. You know, cloud service have been around for a long time now, but they are not being adapted very well in Japan. I'm a little surprised. Simply, the difference between on-premise and cloud is where the data storage is. The cloud service is secure and cheaper cost for running, but it has slowed the transmission speed. Of course, many vendors have devised solution to that problem. For example, just like Philips, a minimal server is installed as a gateway in the hospital for temporary storage and prefetching. Okay, we talked about PACs, but how about the film screen system film? How about, so in Japan, more than 80% of hospitals have installed the PACs, but in fact, film has not completely disappeared. I showed it in the next slide. In this survey, 29% of facilities are still using film, but this doesn't mean film only. It includes using PACs as their main system and use something for output film for several needs. What are they? This is because few facilities use it for in-hospital diagnosis only. However, the other hospital, mainly, they use for patient to introduce other hospitals, and the other use it to measurement for surgery. And so, just like disaster or facility certification. Wow. Surprising. Okay, next. Okay, let's use management again. OK、よいしょ。はい。じゃあ、please use smartphone and read the QR code again. Question is, does your institution facilities use a film screen system? And which is main system, PACS or film? Please answer. Okay, this slide shows if you more answer, so please go the first or second. So it means so main PACS facilities is very there is participants. Okay, so please answer. Okay. So just like similar in Japan, so main PACS and use live film as a subsystem. So and main PACS and film is nothing, is very much facilities. Okay, thank you. Okay, see next. Okay, thank you. Okay, we have talked about the basics of PACS and films. From now, I'd like to talk about the environment in Japan. So basically, medical image management including PACS, cannot be managed by one person. Why? Because busy? Is no. So there is a concept called how projects really work. This is well known. So there are many people in a project, each working from different position and with a different mindset. My main point is if a radiological technologist has only a domestic opinion, he or she cannot reach the mainstream of the hospital and system. We cannot handle our sole work. We need to communicate with many people for the project. Like this, many people in here, and we have to communicate interactively, just like this. Okay, let's look at the survey result again. This is the distribution of the number of the radiological technologists in Japan. Of course, this depends on the capacity of the facility. Next slide is the number of the radiological technologists in charge of the system. Of course, in many cases, the other engineer and the administrative staff in hospital. So in the case of Japan, medical image management and radiological technologies are very closely related, almost in line with staff number, just like this and like this. So almost in line. Also, Japan has related laws and guidelines. It is a little difficult to understand. So especially two guidelines are issued by the government. These are well known, just like 3 ministries and 2 guidelines. One is for medical facilities and the other is for providers. These guidelines set forth rules for the safe operation of hospital systems. In addition, there are many other guidelines and guidance published by academic societies and organizations. For example, just like medical image management is so. So we base our management on them. The next question is, how are these recognized? This guideline is recognized. This is a result. So more than half of the radiological technologists have checked of these important guidelines. But in my opinion, I'd like more people check of them. And in guidelines, there are 3 most important principles that deal with electronic data. It's authenticity and readability and preservability. First, authenticity, it is called also integrity, means the data is correct. These are all other laws, for example, so data can be written by anyone without evidence and distinguished from different patients. It cannot be allowed. It's out of rules. So it is important for the data is correct. So next, readability means that the electronic data should be seen and readable for medical treatment, explanation to patient, and the other situations. It also requires regular backup in case of system failure. Last, preservability means the data is stored legally in the correct state and can be viewed at any time. It is very important that medical image management is required to follow the rules set by national guidelines. A little difficult, sorry. So let me introduce how Japanese learn these things. So actually, there's no linear system for our license in Japan. It may be different from your country. So how do we learn and grow? For one thing, there are many professional certifications in Japan. For example, CT or MRI or radioisotope. And so there are many of them. We have specialty professional certifications. Each of them is administered by several organizations as well as JRT or more social academies. So most certification need to be renewed every 3 or 5 years. Renewal can be done by getting a point or passing the exam. It be like you. So, and there are 3 main certification in medical image management, our field in Japan. Of course, there are more, but so some of these are so difficult examination, but they include the necessary knowledge and essence. We continue to learn by pursuing these certifications. Okay, we have discussed the basics in Japan. If you have any question, please send to Q&A. I have a time to answer. So yes, I talk about next 2 topics, 2 hot topics. The first one is the concept of the image lifecycle management. Is this unique in Japan? So, medical image management, medical image amount is increasing rapidly. This is due to the increase in the number of examination and the storage of synthesized data and color data. These are effectively manage this concept. However, this is an ideal. Japan has a big problem. It really depends on the laws and guidelines I talked. So here are the results. Less than half of the facilities implement this ideal method. Why is this? So in fact, actually, several laws indicate different retention periods. Retention means storage period. So during this period, we cannot discard the images, of course. In addition, Japan guideline has the 3 principles I mentioned. So it follows they must be stored in the condition in which they were used for diagnosis. So, for example, changing lossless to lossy compression is also strictly against the rules. So it's NG. So also there is another major pitfall. The retention period, storage period depends from the date of completion of medical examination. So that is not the date of the examination. So the date of completion varies from patient to patient. So it's so difficult. Okay, last question というか、last management question. How about in your country? よいしょ。How about your country? In your country, are there any legal retention period rules about medical image? So storage period? Please answer. We have some time. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for your participation. So, it's more than yes, 5 years or yes, 10 years. Also, no. So permanent storage is also. Don't know. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, next. So second topics, there is something called BCP and DR, So Japan happens many earthquakes, and we have experienced huge disasters. Therefore, it is important to know how to continue the business of your facilities and how to protect our data. Also, recently, there have been many security disasters such as cyber attack. How about your country? So it is necessary to be prepared to deal with this unexpected disaster. So DR is a plan from after the disaster to recovery, and BCP is a total plan from before to after the disaster occurs. This shows the case of facilities, especially recently, the government has notified hospitals of security checks. This shows, unfortunately, however, the ideal and reality are not linked yet. So it has not been easy to implement. I hope this will increase in the future. So next, this slide shows the case of facilities answered yes. In recent case, remote lines through VPN was targeted. So therefore, there is a way to recheck the network configuration. So, and another trend is to back up data to outside or offline, just like tape backups and cloud storage. Also, basic methods are still effective, such as prohibition of USB or installation of antivirus software and human education. And so I'd like to hear your opinion later. Okay, it's finally time to check out. Today, I talk about two main parts. First, the basic Japan medical image management knowledge about PACS, film operations, and learning environment in Japan. The second was about topics in Japan, such as lifecycle management and BCPDL. And there are also challenges for Japan. I hope Japan will continue to move forward a better future. Okay, finally, I'd like to share with you something important for us for our next step. This is not only for Japan, but also for you. I want to talk about this. So this is called the blind man and the elephant. They are famous all over the world. It means the blind man each touch only one part of the elephant and talk about what it is. Since they have different opinions, they each insist they are right and conflict deepens. But to realize it is another part of the same thing and the conflict is resolved. My point is, this is the same situation in medical image management. What I have talked about today is really part of it. That is not even the common opinion in Japan. In other words, there is no right answer in it. If you think you're right, you will lose sight of many macro events. So the next step is to combine the knowledge and method of many people. Today, I talk about meaning of participation in management. I believe so by thinking about a mix of different opinions and ideas in your own department, facilities, country, and even in the world, will get closer to the real answer, just like this elephant. This is the conclusion of my lecture. However, we have time for Q&A and discussion. So we'll also have the CPD Asia next seminar next year. So please let me hear many your opinions. Let's take the next step forward together. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Akita. He shared many topics from the basic to very updated information, how we are managing the medical image in Japan. And then what we have to do for the next step. So now I would like to invite all the panelists for today for Q&A sessions. So if you are ready, please put your camera on. And if you have any questions, please just unmute the microphone and please say something for Mr. Akita. Or if you have any question about our society, JSMIM or JALT, please give us any comments and questions. We're happy to take any comments. So while we are waiting for any comments from the panelists, I would like to share that we all that experienced that transition from analog to digital. So for the analog system, we just kept the image as a film. So it was not quite difficult, how to manage our filming. But for now, maybe more than 50% or 60% of the facilities, they handle the digital image. And right now we have many modalities, CT, X-ray, MRI, so that produce many medical images. So the next issue is how we handle and how we manage and how we keep, how many years we have to keep. For example, in Japan, we have to keep our medical image and records, digital records, within 5 years. Now we are extending 10 years. Is it correct? So now we have to, we are expanding the duration of medical image storage. So whatever it happens, we have to keep patient medical records and images for 10 years from now. If the patient coming to our facility for today, so from 10 years for today, we have to keep their medical records. So this is happening in Japan. So now I would like to ask each country's situation. For example, the duration or any regulation in your country for the medical image recording or management. Do you have any ideas or any experiences, any situation that you can share with us?
I have a question for.
Yeah. Okay, go on, Taiwan.
Maybe Mr. Lo, you have many experiences about the medical image storage and management in Vietnam. What is the situation in Vietnam right now?
Oh, I have a question for you can tell me. I hear in 5 or 3 years ago in Imagine report from RT. I remember 3 years ago in Japan, you have an RT for Imagine report.
Yes.
Only emergency. Only emergency.
No, not only emergency, but all the medical images, digital images, have to be stored or kept in the facility for 10 years. Before it was 5 years, but now they are extending. Not only for emergency, but all the reasons. It's a very complicated reasons, but anyway, now we are dealing with digital information for the patient records and including the patient images. So all these digital recording or information have to be kept for 10 years. This is the situation, very new, updated information. So what about in Vietnam? Do you have any regulation? How many years you have to?
You don't have. Sorry, you don't have.
So
Yes,
what
we don't have. We don't have. You don't have.
what is the share within the country, analog and digital system? Like more 60% are now transferred to the digital system?
Yes, of course. We only transfer to in system, and then maybe after transfer to in management and radiologist continues.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
we
very
don't touch.
So what about in the Philippines? Do you have any regulation or laws?
All right, on the national level, there is no existence yet of a certain regulation or law that will be followed by all the health institutions. But here, each hospital or medical care institutions usually will have their own set of regulations regards handling of medical images. As I know, most of the healthcare institutions follow a 5-year length for handling and storage of medical images here.
Oh, okay, 5 years, but no regulation.
But we still have here, in some, especially those healthcare or diagnostic centers who are very much far located to the main cities here, so they do still have screen film system, like wet. Yeah.
I just mentioned that 10 years is a regulation, but in reality, 10 years, we are advised to keep all the digital information for 10 years. But the reality is we are advised to keep all the information as long as possible. The 10 years is the minimum requirement that we have to keep. So we are advised to keep them as long as possible. So
the 10 years, would that mean that you are legally safe already if you've kept it for like minimum of 10 years?
That's why right now many facilities and institutions are considering to keep them in the cloud system, because hard one, we have very limited storage, so capacity. So that's why many of medical images compressed into the small size. Then we still keep it.
I have a question for Sir Yusuke Akita.
Okay.
Minimum this.
Okay. I shared the wrong information. Let me rephrase. For the patient record, 5 years. Digital image, like a X-ray, CT, MRI, whatever, for 3 years. But again, these numbers are minimum requirement. This is a regulation, national regulation. But again, we are advised to keep them as long as possible. 5 years for patient record, 3 years for digital images, medical images, not only digital, but also analog. But right now in Japan, about 90% of system is transferred to the digital system. So no longer we use analog system. As I remember, still in many Southeast Asian countries, even though they have digital system, they keep the images in the film, right, as a film. But in Japan's case, most facilities or institutions, they keep their medical images. If they are using digital system, they keep them as a digital images. So
So it's like you treat the storage separately for the results and against the volume of images.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I have a question for Sir Yusuke.
Yes, please.
Yes. I have a question regards I've seen that there are pathways of careers for those who'd like to engage in medical image management. Do you have a certain minimum educational qualification before you get to know or be trained or get certification in MIM? And last question is that in Japan, do you consider having certification for MIM an extended role, an advanced role for radiologic technologies?
To Mr. Aki, just a moment, please. Ms. Pichi, sorry, what was the second question?
For second question is, do you consider in Japan a RadTech certified to perform MIM or MIM an advanced role or extended role for RadTechs? Is it a specialization, some sort of that?
Okay, I share my slide again. Sorry, Pichi. So I share my slide again. Just a moment, please. Certification. Is this right? Okay. 見えてますか? Can see? Okay. So I answered it's so the answer is so different of each certifications. So so there are many certification, you know, so it's depend on the how academic societies control this certification. So just for example, number one certification number one, this right in this slide, is it can try for everyone. So everyone can try number one. Also number two, everyone can try. But number three, certification number three, have to have a number two certification. If I don't have certification number two, I can't try the exam number three. So it depends on the something.
Not mandatory if we want to engage in medical image management, but they want to have special knowledge or skills. That's why most of them who wants to deal with or engaged in medical image management, they tend to take one of these. And as Akita mentioned, number one is no requirement. Everyone can apply for this academic accreditation, as well as number two. But if we want to apply the updated skill or advanced skill, this is the number three. So if you want to apply for the number three, you must have number two accreditation.
It's just for example. So just like CT certification, so we have to experience at least in 5 years in the hospital. We have to work hospital at least 5 years, and then we have to pass the exam, and so we can get the certification for CT. So it depends on.
So as Mr. Akita mentioned, there are many types, many related certifications available. So they want to show the skills and the knowledge, enough skill that I or he or she has enough knowledge of medical image management. That's why they try to get those certifications. Anyway, not only these 3 certifications, but also we have another more related certifications available.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank you
sorry,
for answering.
next question. So
Yeah, he is not responding the second question.
The next question's answer is I don't know. Sorry. So because I think so 僕はそうならないと思っていて、かなり人が少なくなる。ただでさえ人が少ないのに。
Because right now we have no enough personnel who can handle the medical image management. So we don't think that we will regulate more strictly. So we will keep this situation for now, or from this now.
But so image management is so very complex, so very difficult. So we have to get some knowledge and skills about just like this certification.
So
okay.
This is very highly recommended to have certifications, some of certifications, if they want to handle the medical image management in some certain area. So we got another information about Singapore. He says the medical images must be kept lifetime plus 6 years. I would like to know more about this one. What does it mean by kept lifetime plus 6 years? If one has been dead, then from 6 years? Do you have anyone from Singapore? I found this information on webinar chat. Do you have
Joyton, Mr. Joyton can answer. Joyton.
So it says the images must be kept lifetime, which means if I'm still alive, then once I'm dead, then from the dead point, we have to keep the image for 6 years. Is that means? Okay, it's correct. This is the Singapore situation.
吉田先生、チャットにメッセージがいっぱい来てます。ごめんなさい。メッセンジャーの方です。Okay, so I have some.
Hong Kong and Malaysia. You can ask Hong Kong and Malaysia if you have in time. Hong Kong and Malaysia.
As for in Malaysia, actually, is all the medical report plus the imaging and the images must be kept for 7 years. As for now, the regulation says that you must keep all the medical report for 7 years. After 7 years, if there is no other so-called the medical legal cases or some other follow-up cases, that you can you can delete or you can dispose the record. But compulsory by legal, they must keep for 7 years in Malaysia as for now.
Okay.
Okay, I can share more comments or situation about other countries. For example, in India, they have to store for 10 years. This is the minimum requirement. I mean, compulsory system. I'm not quite sure about MLC cases. What is the abbreviation of MLC? But anyway, for MLC cases, still the case proceedings. Can anybody?
MLC, I think, is medical legal cases.
Oh, okay. So another information from
Hong Kong. Hong Kong, Nelson.
Yes.
Nelson. You can share your management.
Yeah, actually, in Hong Kong, we always see whether the case is active or inactive. What does it mean? Actually, if the case more than 5 years is not active, then maybe we classify the case maybe pass away or maybe migrated to other countries, the patient. So in that case, we will just see the case will not be kept anymore. So I think the policy will be different from the private and the public hospital, actually.
Oh, so there's
in Hong Kong.
there is no national policy?
No national policy. Then maybe private, they will keep permanent. In the government hospital, we still not yet confirm the policy yet, but will change.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Can we slightly change the topic for the question and answer? We received the question about the system hack.
Yeah.
So actually in Japan, we have many experience, maybe at least 1 or 2 within a year. So every year we have 1 or 2 cases, system hacking.
And it is so huge damage.
It's huge trouble. I don't know why, but anyway, they are trying to hack in the system. Then the entire system stopped so that we cannot diagnose or we cannot receive any patients for 1 week or 1 month. So this is the case.
It's more than the trouble. So because of the USB virus through insert USB, and also as a different pattern is targeted the VPN network. VPN virtual press network. It is targeted.
My university, so we are advised to use the storage VPN system through the VPN system, so that not all the ordinary people cannot access. Even though many hospital use the VPN system, but there are still some way to access. So that's why they try to hack the system. So we have another question from
Indonesia. Butuh Adi Suryanto.
But anyway, we have another question. How to keep confidential for images when we give PACS link to patients in Japan? Can you answer, Mr. Akita?
So this. And so you service more. There is also the service by vendors. So patients can see your he or her images. So we have because mainly we can't see.
So he or her question is how to keep confidential, even though they offer the accessibility for the patient, which means the patient can access to his or her own medical images,
Yeah.
how do you keep the confidential? The security.
Okay,
yes.
okay. It's just like a VPN, you know. So VPN or local network, just or not public. So 専用の on your own. So I don't know, sorry. So it's でもほとんど mostly it's VPN, virtual place network through.
So here is my question to the panelists. Do you provide any accessibility or access code or URL to the patient so that they can directly access the her own or his own medical images or medical records? Do you also have that kind of system in your country?
In Philippines, if I can start, in Philippines, because of the accessibility to internet services, mostly of the healthcare institutions here would provide a copy using a disk drive or something like that. Some in not so high-end institutions, they can still provide tangible form of report to the patients. But there are hospitals here who are giving link. Yeah, so it depends on where is the healthcare institution situated. If they are usually in the city, whereby patients are also expected to have access to internet. But if you go to some far places in the country, they still use the giving off the
any trouble or any any hacking trouble so far? Have you ever experienced?
I heard there's a hospital that has experienced recently cyber attack. And that really caused a tremendous bad effect in the service, including the radiology.
So that was because of individual link.
Oh, that is something that was not an information that was not given.
I see. What about other countries? Do you also provide the personal individual link so that they can access their patient records and images? What about in Vietnam? Do you provide that link, like an individual link for the patient?
We have like in Hong Kong, some of the private hospital better. In some in public hospital, and not yet. And we also send the link, patient link to not yet send in center. Only keep by for each hospital. Maybe now it's better in Vietnam in private hospital better.
Oh, I see. So what about other country? Malaysia, Hong Kong, Singapore?
Indonesia?
In Malaysia, we did not provide any of the report. So patient also cannot access their report. But for the images, yes, by request, some we will give it using the, we give it in the form of CD, but not the link. So that they can access only whatever that we provide them into the CD. So to access for their medical record, we are not giving them. They consider that as a medical legal document, so classified document. So we are not give any link or any access to the patient.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, same in Hong Kong. We don't give any access to the patient unless if the patient seek the doctor's advice from the private, and the private doctor can apply for the token. What we call the token can access the government database, the PACS.
Like a banking system.
Yes.
You must have, you must have a token. to access code. Yeah.
Right.
So I would like to go to the last question.
No. So last question.
Yeah, last question. So this is very important that who is responsible for digital image storage and
I
backing
answer.
up for the data?
So it's its own hospital's responsibility. So it's clearly defined in the guideline I mentioned. So if we have some trouble about data, its responsibility is own hospital. Not vendor, not provider. Own hospital's responsibility.
So in many cases in Japan, radiological technologist or radiographer is highly engaged in medical image management. So that means we have to take the responsibility for any emergency cases or any program.
Yes. So I think so. Many people tend to なんていうのすごいベンダーのせいに
they attack or they give the responsibility to the vendor
provider. So, but it's not correct. So, in guideline, so it's clearly defined. So, for hospital's responsibility.
So at last, I would like to ask you. So, how much responsibility radiological technologists or radiographers are taking for medical image management at this moment in your country? Many radiographers, radiological technologists are engaged in medical image management, including monitor management. Or do you have a specialist for medical image management? This is my last question to the panelists.
As for in Malaysia, currently we have we call it the PACS administrator. So each of the hospital we have a dedicated person or specially trained person to handle the PACS system. Then for the big hospital, maybe they can have 2 or more. And then, but most of the medium and small facilities, they have only 1 or 2% maximum. So, but we have a special unit, we call it the IT or the PACS unit, to handle all the for medical imaging, medical image management. So not all the radiographers or the artists will be involved or have access into that system. Only a few person in the department headed by one of the so-called the specialists, and then the rest is about 2 or 3 of them managing the day-to-day operation.
So do you offer the necessary education during the university or vocational school?
No, it is not the formal training in the university or in the colleges, but this is more on the job training. And currently, I think it's Fuji having the what they call it administrator, the PACS administrator level 1, level 2, and level 3. I think this is under Fahla with one of the university in Thailand. I think Dr. Napapong and Kitiwat or some of them is evolving into that. They call it Fahla, if I'm not mistaken. So there is a level 1, 2, and 3 of PACS administrator. That is they call it PACS administrator that been recognized throughout Asia, I think. Under Fahla, Fuji, under Fujifilm. They train in Thailand.
Oh, I see. Because Japan, this is one of the, medical image management education is one of the core education curriculum in Japan. So the each university or vocational school have to offer 1 or 2 credit hours for medical image management. So they have slightly the basic knowledge on medical image management. That's why in Japan, many radiographer or radiological technologists are engaged in medical image management position. Of course, we have specialists for medical image management, but still radiographers or radiological technologists are engaged. So some hospital, as Mr. Masai mentioned, in Japan, sometimes we don't have any PACS specialist in a hospital. So alternatively, radiographers taking the responsibility. So can you share any other situation?
Yes, if I may say, in Philippines, I've heard some terms that are also employed here, like the term PACS administrator. But yes, there are institutions having a remote person. And the reason why I asked earlier about qualification requirement prior to having certification 1, 2, 3 is that because in Philippines, we have mostly ITs who are trained to understand medical imaging instead of radtechs being trained to know more about medical imaging informatics. In the Philippines, we have employed since 2018 the new curriculum, which includes imaging informatics and PACS. So graduates obtain basics of medical imaging informatics. We don't have yet certification on a national level, but I would know that some radtechs who are somehow enforced by institutions to learn somehow medical imaging management, they are given by companies in each hospital a certificate that they were given training just for use in their hospital, not to be used for any like in a national level thing.
I see.
Yeah.
What about other countries? Any specialist or? What about Hong Kong? Do you also employ as PACS specialist or administrators?
Yeah, actually, in Hong Kong, we always just in the what I mean in the university, every student have to know about what is PACS, and they know the infrastructure of the PACS system. But when they graduate from the universities, when they join in the hospital, so most of them must know how to the problem solving. What I mean, if they send the wrong image, how to solve the problem by themselves. This is the very fundamental techniques when they day-to-day work. But I think every hospital in Hong Kong have the PACS administrator, what we call the PACS administrator. That means if the PACS have any service lead, they know what is the problem inside the PACS system. So they must know very deep inside the system that the knowledge they have to know about that. So that's in Hong Kong, but there's not a must. The hospital must have an administrator to handle the task, and in every hospital they have the vendor, have different vendor to tackle the system. Sometimes some hospital have the GE brand PACS, some hospital have the Alpha, the PACS, and some have the Canon PACS, something like that. So it just depends on which brand of the PACS system they have. They will have the engine support actually for the 24 hours hotline support. So that's the situation in Hong Kong actually.
At the end, what about Vietnam?
We know so in Vietnam in most IT control medical imaging management. But Hiroko, you have an IT group, IT Asia CPD group. I saw in many Western for you. You check. I saw many Western for you from India. Many Western for you. You check, and in IT Asia CPD Technology Messenger group, you check and then you answer for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you check now.
Okay.
I think you check now.
Just a moment, please.
IT Asia CPD. Yes, many Western.
Let me help. I've read one here. I don't know if we have answered already. This is question from John Robert Raz. Who's responsible for data image storage and backing up for data?
Yeah, we already shared those questions. Yeah, I already checked. Yes. I think we already shared those.
Yeah, I think we have covered all the questions, Sir Lo.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So now we are about time to close our seminar hosted by Japan Society of Medical Image Management. Hopefully, you all remember our society's name, Japan Society Medical Image Management. So now we are accredited by the Japan Society of Radiological Technologists. So from now on, we will join your CPD Asia for a long time. Okay, thank you very much. That's all from our society. Once again, thank you very much for your active participation and very patiently waited for our technical trouble. Thank you very much, and we all apologize for delay.
Yes, thank you to our moderator, Dr. Hiroko Yamashina. Of course, we love Japan. We will always wait for you. This is your first time and you have our support. Again, thank you also to all of the presidents and panelists, the JART through the JSMIM, Japan Society of Medical Imaging Management, has just provided us with their great 4 speakers. We have learned so much from you, and we can't wait to hear more about medical imaging management. Again, thank you to President Katsuhiko Ueda. Thank you to the President of JSMIM, Sir Kanyu Hihara, Sir Yusuke Akita, and to our moderator, Dr. Hiroko Yamashina. We have learned so much interesting topics tonight, and also from our dear panelists. But in the interest of time, I have to cut from here to give way for the closing session. And you know, we're about to end the year 2023, but we still have one more CPD Asia to come this December, and I can't wait to introduce to you. Please welcome the President of Malaysian Society of Radiographers, President Sawal Marsai, to give us their invitation.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Pichiluna. On behalf of Malaysian Society of Radiographers, let me share the. Okay. For the on behalf of Malaysian Society of Radiographers, I would like to invite all of you, all the members, country members of the CPD Asia, to join us on December 16, 2023, with 3 our distinguished speakers with us, and they will share their experience. And as for the QR code, our IT team will be keep in touch with all the other members, country members, to have their QR be in the poster, and we will soon release the poster online for everybody to join us. And again, for the Malaysian Society of Radiographers, welcome you all to the 32nd Asia CPD on the December 16, and this is, we conclude the year 2023 CPD Asia for this year, and hopefully by next year will be more and more country will be joining us for the CPD Asia and share what we have for our profession. Again, thank you very much for the opportunities, and back to you, Shiruna. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much, President Sawal Mar Said of the Malaysian Society of Radiographers. Definitely, we will be taking record of that important date. That is our last CPD Asia of the year 2023. That's the 32nd in the year 2023. So in closing, we would like to give thanks to the support of our sponsors, BT Healthcare Vietnam, to also to our great four speakers from Japan. And most of all, we are sincerely thankful to the society host, Japan Association of Radiological Technologists, JART, through the Japan Society of Medical Imaging Management. We are thankful to you, to your president, Katsuhiko Ueda, to your president, Sir JSMIM, Sir Ihara, to all the Japan JSMIM CPD committee and organizers, most especially to our society presidents. And definitely, we are thankful to all our registered participants online and those who are watching us live here. We are also very much thankful, of course, to the hard works of the CPD Asia IT team. If not for you, we cannot be able to give you a very successful program tonight. So then again, we will see each other again next month in the next CPD Asia with MSR. Again, I am Peachy Luna, and I say thank you, Japan. Thank you, JSMIM, JART. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, bye, bye.